to my annual pre-show for Stargirl season 3. This is episode 3 of Stargirl. We of course are an hour out before the episode
actually,
3.
Is it actually
Yeah, it's
episode 3?
yeah, it's episode 3
Okay.
because we already had episode 2.
Okay.
So, guys, this is our my episode 3 pre-show for season 3 of Stargirl. Last week's episode was really crazy. I really enjoyed last week's episode a lot. We now have to realize that we now have so many, we think we know who's the killer of the one that killed the gambler.
I think it's Cindy. That's what
She thinks it's Cindy. I personally think, I don't know, because the way we ended it with the Croc saying that it's only a matter of time until they know it's it's only a matter of time until they find out. And pretty much, I forget who says that. I think it's Paula that says I know or whatever. So it makes me wonder, the writers want us to think that the Crocs are the one that killed the gambler, but I don't think that at all. I really do think that there's a chance that it could be Sylvester, the one that's killing people, the one that killed the gambler. So I feel like there's a chance that the writers are kind of trying to make it look like he's not the one that's doing it, but I feel like there's a chance he could have been the one that did it, because I don't think the Crocs would go back to their normal ways of killing people. I don't think that at all. I think that there's actually a chance that they actually want to be reformed. I don't think they want to take steps back. I think they want to keep moving forward on the fact of how that they are reformed. And I don't think, like I said, but then again, you saying it's Cindy, there's a big possible chance because Cindy did take that elixir that made that fixed her arm, because her arm looked like she hurt her arm. And I'm thinking there could be a chance that maybe when she did attack the gambler, there was a chance that maybe her arm did get hurt.
Well, that's
so
not
I don't know.
That's not why I think it's Cindy. I think it's Cindy because Cindy has his laptop.
Yeah, there's that too. But I feel like, again, that could have been just her maybe wanting to prove herself on that she is a reliable source to the team, and that she maybe trying to prove to mainly Yolanda and Rick that she can help out. She can. Maybe she wants to prove to them that I can do this. You know what I mean? I can find us a lead, and I could show that I am good and I am trying. So I don't know. I feel like that could be easily her trying to earn her place in the JSA. So I don't know. I mean, because there's two things going against Cindy right now: the fact that Gambler got stabbed, it was a stab wound, and also the fact of no, it was a stab because there was no bullet. Remember, they're like, oh, that explains it because the gun went off before they showed up, and Cindy's like, I picked it up and it went off by mistake. He didn't die by a gunshot wound, he died by a stab wound, and that's when Yolanda said, oh, like a shiv.
Oh,
so,
okay.
there's two things going against, Cindy. Right now, Rick and Yolanda still see her as a villain. That's one thing. Two, the fact of, her name is Shiv, and, the gambler died by a stab wound. That's another thing. And also, the third thing is that, I guess you say there's four things going on. The third thing is that her arm was injured. And the fourth thing is that she has the laptop, like Annie said. But I do think that these are all easily, again, fixable things where, she has, these are all oh, Rick and Yolanda want to just blame it on her. And just because her name is Shiv doesn't mean that she's the one that stabbed, the gambler and killed the gambler. Another thing, Cindy could have just had her arm hurt because, her father did put her together like an experiment, so maybe she needs this stuff to stay okay, and so she doesn't get, because, maybe she needs that stuff to live. I don't know. We don't know much about Cindy's, powers exactly. So it could be the fact that maybe she needs this stuff to survive. Who knows? These elixirs, I don't know. Another thing is that maybe, again, she has the laptop because she wants to prove to Rick and Yolanda that she is a valuable asset to the team and she is really trying to reform. That's another thing. These are easily solved things that I feel like, us as viewers see. I really don't think that she's the one that killed the gambler. I think she really wants to try. I don't think it's her. I same with Sportsmaster and Tigers, because the writers wanted us to make it seem like Sportsmaster was the one that, really could have tried to kill the gambler, because he showed up in the beginning, remember?
He showed up and
But he left.
Yeah.
He left in the beginning. He realized that when he grabbed the bat, he realized I can't do this because I'm trying to reform, and if I do this, it'll show the Courtney and Pat that I'm just some villain still. So it clearly states that I don't think it was the Sportsmaster that did it. I think Sportsmaster went home. Now, did he tell Paula? I don't know. Maybe he could have went back and Paula maybe maybe they kind of convinced each other, let's do this. We'd take out the gamblers so we can't ruin us trying to get reformed. But that is them ruining them being reformed because they're trying to kill somebody. So I don't think it is Crusher and Paula. I don't think so. Mainly also because remember Paula went to Barb
about wanting Artemis to be part of the JSA.
But mainly about saying we didn't do it, we're not that sloppy, we would have gotten rid of the body, that's villain 101. So I don't think Paula and Crusher have anything to do with this. I think they're really wanting to set an example for their daughter. I do think that. And that would ruin her daughter's chance of being in the JSA if they unreformed and they went back to their killing ways. That would make it so even Courtney would say no to having Artemis on the team. So they would never jeopardize Artemis's future on the JSA because they want to kill somebody. So
I wanted to say, Paula went to Barb about wanting Artemis to be on a part of the JSA,
mm-hmm.
and she was saying like when the Gamblers' old gang, the No Limit Gang, whatever they're called, was there. Artemis took out the entire team by herself. The entire team by herself.
Yeah, Artemis took out the entirety of the Gamblers' gang. Yeah.
And she's like, "Is that enough of a audition or whatever?"
Yeah, a tryout for you guys
to be a part of the JSA.
Exactly. So
I think since Sportsmaster and Tiger's trying to be good, I think it'd be good to have Artemis on the team.
Yeah.
So she can learn to be good too.
I do think that she will eventually be on the team. I do think that's kind of like a set in stone thing because if Cindy's on the team, there's no reason Artemis can't be on the team. And I've been saying this for quite some time now that I think eventually we'll see Artemis become an official member, but it's going to take some time. I do see it happening probably after Rick and Yolanda maybe really get used to having Cindy and maybe Cindy warms up to them. Then they will probably get Artemis on the team. Because also you saw Cindy's face how proud she was of Artemis kicking all their asses to prove that she's a good ally, a good asset to the team.
Well,
I see it.
Cindy, when I think it was in season 2 or 1.
Yeah, she was a part of the Injustice. She led the Injustice in season 2.
I don't know. I think Henry might have still been alive.
No, Henry was dead. In season 1 he died. He wasn't there for season 2.
I know, but she was trying to reform them before Henry died?
No, she wanted Henry to be a villain. That's what she wanted in season 1. But in season 2 she went full with the plan of taking over the Injustice Society because there was no more members left of the Injustice Society because remember, the crooks were in prison. Not all of them, of course. Artemis was still out, but of course, Sportsmaster and Tigress were in prison.
And the
Gambler went on the run. What's his face? Icicle died, of course, as we know in season 1, and Brainwave died in season 1. So there was Grundy was already on the run too. He kind of left after season 1 after Rick kicked his ass, but then Rick was kind of reforming him and all that stuff in season 2. And we still have yet to see Grundy become alive, which I think we'll see later in the season.
Okay, I understand. I talked to Zach about it, but he said Grundy didn't want to be bad.
No, I don't believe that.
He has the brain of a 2-year-old.
Essentially, yes.
So, Grundy didn't really want to be a part of it.
He didn't want to be bad. He was being forced by, I forget what Icicle's actual name is. Jordan. There we go. Yeah, and his son Hunter, right? Cameron. That's his name.
Cameron's.
Okay, that's his name. Yeah, it's his name in the show.
Son.
Yeah.
But so he was Jordan, aka Icicle, was forcing Grundy to
do bad things. Yeah.
If you remember in season 1, Grundy killed Rick's parents.
Yep, he did. But that was forced by, of course, Jordan.
He was forced to kill Rick's parents.
Yeah.
By Jordan.
Yeah, so there's just a lot going for this new season because, again, the way we left off last episode, we don't know who's doing it. It could be, like you said, Cindy. I don't think so. It could be Sportsmaster and Tigress, a.k.a. Paula and Crusher. Don't think it's them. So that's what makes me... Crusher. That's what he goes by. He doesn't go by his other name. He goes by Crusher. That's his name.
They don't call him Sportsmaster?
No, because they don't know he's Sportsmaster. So they just call him Crusher. That's what...
Don't Barb and Pat and
that's what they all call him. They call him Crusher.
But don't they know he's Sportsmaster?
Yes, they know that, but they don't call him Sportsmaster. Okay. They call him Crusher. But, I mean, because you can't just be going... I don't even think any civilian knows that there were Sportsmaster and Tigress. I don't think they know. Hence that, if they did know, they would have been arrested again. Because remember, they broke out.
I think that's weird that his name is Crusher.
Well, that's what he goes by because he runs that gym, remember? in season 1. He ran that gym, and he goes by Crusher, because, But honestly, I'm really curious to know where this episode's going to go tonight, especially because in this episode tonight we have Sylvester going against Sportsmaster and Tigress tonight, and I'm excited to see that in the grocery store. I'm super excited to see this fight scene.
Do you think he'll have the staff?
Oh yeah, he was like blowing up the aisles. So that whatever grocery store that is, poor grocery store manager is gonna have something to wake up to the next day. It's gonna be like totally. It's gonna be totally disintegrated. That sports store. I meant that grocery store. It's gonna be trashed. So I'm excited to see mainly why he's going after them. I think it has something to do with how they left it off. When Crusher's like, they're bound to find out eventually or whatever, and then she said, "I know." So
you think Sylvester
I think whatever they were talking about, he found out, and he thinks maybe, oh my God, you killed Gambler. I'm going to take you guys out. You guys are lying about being reformed. I think he's going to try to go after them for that one reason. Possibly. I don't know. I'm excited to see why he goes after them, and I'm excited to see what Courtney's reaction is going to be. The fact that he's taking the staff to go hurt people.
Well, Courtney said that when she's in school, he can have the staff, and when she comes home, it's her staff.
It's her staff. So she must be at... I don't think she's at school because it looked like it was nighttime. So maybe she was sleeping and maybe he went out with it. That could be a possibility. The question is again, why is he going after them? And 2, what's Courtney's reaction going to be? That you're using my staff to hurt people that are trying to get reformed. You're not giving them a chance. She's going to be really tough on Sylvester. I'm excited to see that happen. So I'm excited to see the dynamic of she is the new future of heroes of the JSA. She's the future of the JSA, along with, of course, Rick, Yolanda, and, Beth. They are the future of the JSA. Now, I'm excited to see...
Jakeem's probably
Jakeem... I don't even really consider Jakeem and Mike really a part of the JSA because they're kind of like, they're trying to form their own group. And it feels like right now they're kind of on their own side mission right now, trying to figure out who the killer is, while the main group is trying to figure out who the killer is. So I don't even know. I hope that they intertwine, because I don't like how it's, like, separate.
I liked how last week's episode, where Thunderbolt wrote on the wall.
Oh, like,
the killer has
many names. And then Mike is like, hey, that's a ripoff.
Let's get out here and go see what you did to the wall.
Yeah, to see what you did to that wall. That had me dead, and it's just glowing, and it's all, like, ingrained, and it's all, like, burnt to a crisp, the wall. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I'm just excited to see where we're going this season. Especially, because we have so many possibilities to know who the villain is, but I feel like that's the writers don't want us to think, are taking out all possibilities that maybe Sylvester isn't the one doing it. They want to make us focus on Cindy with the computer. Like you said, they're taking our attention. Like, oh, she has a computer, she must have did it. Oh, she hurt her arm, she must have did it. Oh, Sportsmaster and Tigers are going, saying that they didn't do it and stuff. I feel like the writers are trying to make us focus on a certain area, trying to get our attention away from the fact that Sylvester isn't acting the way Sylvester usually acts back in the day. I just feel like there's something going on there where, like, he is the one that's doing bad things. So I like how they're kind of trying to take our attention away, but I've seen so many shows now that I believe that I wouldn't be so surprised if they tried to make this as a surprise that he's the one killing people, and that, because we still don't know how he got resurrected. He claims it was the staff and the bond that the staff had with Courtney that resurrected him, but I have a feeling that that's not the truth at all. It could have been Mr. Bones. He's the villain of the new season. We still have yet to see him, but it could have been him.
He could have resurrected Sylvester.
Could be, honestly. So there's so many possibilities. He could have resurrected him, and maybe he's not fully there. You know what I mean? Maybe his soul's not fully there, and maybe he just can't control himself and stuff like that. I don't know. Or maybe he is just normal Sylvester, but he doesn't see these villains trying to reform.
Because there's like one person from the old JSA that's still alive.
No, we still have
Dr.
Midnighter.
He's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive.
He's the only person from the JSA, the old JSA, is still alive.
I think he tried to find his daughter. Remember, it wasn't his daughter. Didn't he have a kid? And
She died.
Are you sure?
She died
he had a grandkid or something. Remember, because he went off in season 2. He went off to go find somebody. I forget who. A family member.
I can't remember.
It was some family member. I think it was a grand. He might have been a granddaughter. I'm not quite sure. I can't quite remember. Because his daughter did die, and that's what forced them to get revenge because he killed his daughter. Yeah, you're right. I'm really curious to know where this is gonna go. That's for sure. And I am glad.
Killed his daughter.
Exactly. That's what I meant. That's what kind of forced their hand to try. That's why they, realized how much of a threat he was, and that's why. And that's what brought up, because remember, we can't also ignore the fact that Sylvester feels like he is responsible for killing the JSA, because he feels responsible that, you know, Shade is the one that convinced him to take out any soul or any body that Eclipso took over is an innocent person. But Shade convinced them, saying, if you find the host of the person that Eclipso is using, you need to kill that host, regardless of them being innocent or not. And that's what kind of split the JSA down the middle, and that's what really broke up the JSA, is because Sylvester was going through with killing Eclipso, even though the person that he was inhabiting was an innocent person. So they killed an innocent person. And that's what kind of split the JSA up on the fact that they don't kill people. But if I'm being totally honest, I mean, so that's what Courtney...
So are you saying
half wanted to do it, half didn't want to do it. And that's what broke up the group.
So what side was he on?
On the part of killing people. He was down to kill the dude that Eclipso was inhabiting. So was Dr. McNider. So was Jay Garrick. I think Jay Garrick was against it. I don't even know. I think Wildcat was for it. Rick's dad was for it. And I think, again, Sylvester was for it. And I think that was it.
Was Pat against it?
Pat was against it. He didn't really want to do it, but I think he did end up going through. Actually, no, he didn't get a say. I remember, because they left him. They made him stay back.
He's a sidekick.
Yeah, remember, he said, you don't get a say. You have to stay back here, remember?
Yeah.
And then that's what led into them, yeah. So,
but he killed the entire JSA.
Who?
Sylvester, even though
he feels responsible because he made that decision that split the JSA up. Because remember, when they got back together, he explained that we ended up splitting. The JSA broke up, and then we all got back together to defeat the Injustice Society. But then that's when they all died, because they all got back together, but they were never that in sync as they used to be. They never felt like they were back to normal when they went in to fight the Injustice Society. That's why they all died, because they weren't fighting as a unit. Yes, they got back together, but what got them together to begin with, it didn't feel right. That's why they lost. So he feels responsible with the fact that he killed everybody, and he's like, why am I the one that came back and no one else did? He feels like, that's not fair. I'm the one that killed the Injustice Society, but yet I'm the one that came back and I get a second chance.
I want to see some people come back. I want to see Jake Garrett come back. I want to see...
I don't think any of them are coming back. I think they all actually died.
I want to see Wildcat.
I think the only one that we got lucky with was Sylvester and Dr. McNider. That's it. I don't think we're going to be seeing any more. I am interested, like I said, I wouldn't mind them to do a prequel show where it's like, we get to see... the origins of the JSA and get to see all the old members. I wouldn't mind to see a show like that.
In last season, the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Like when it was past.
Yeah, we got to see the past of it.
We saw, what was the Thunderbolts? What was his name? Johnny Thunder?
Johnny Thunder.
We saw Johnny Thunder. We saw
everybody. The Jay Garrick. We saw everybody. Yeah. And it was cool to see that. I wouldn't mind a prequel show. You know what I mean? Like the actual show to be with those characters.
Pat was in the what? Was that were they met up for to fight? Like, is that where they met up? Is that their headquarters where they were?
What do you mean?
Patrick on his car.
Yeah.
Is that where they met up?
Yeah, that's that wasn't where the JSA headquarters was. It was at the old compound. Like, it was actually at a building. It wasn't like a garage where the new JSA layer is, which is Pat's garage. I'm just interested to see where tonight's episode's gonna go. Right now, literally, it's 7:19. We're like I said, a couple of minutes out into the new episode of episode 3 of season 3. I'm super excited. We're super excited. I think if I'm correct,
this season's called Stargirl Frenemies. Like last season was
Stargirl Summer School, and then the one before that was just called Stargirl. So I'm really excited. Again, for tonight's episode, I'm excited to see this mystery go on. I'm excited to eventually see Mr. Bones. I'm excited to eventually get some more information on maybe who is the killer, even though I'm still keeping my theory it might be Sylvester. He's the villain for the season. We still have yet to see him. So I don't know. I think it'll be later in the season.
I want to see Shade.
I'm also excited. I think we're not going to see Shade for a while.
I miss Shade. I like Shade.
Because something's going wrong with his powers. And also, I'm excited to see Rick fix the hourglass because there's something wrong with it. He said it's unpredictable. Sometimes it's 30 minutes. Sometimes it's
shorter.
It's 1 minute sometimes, and how can I be hour man if this thing can't even hold with can't even be an hour. So I'm excited. I'm excited myself.
It was always an hour for Rex. It's always an hour for his dad.
And I've been saying people's theories is that people thought that once Rick gets a hold of it, he's gonna make it more than an hour. He's gonna make it whenever he wants to use it, he can use it. But by Rick saying, how can it be Hour Man if this thing can't even hold an hour, makes me think, okay, he likes the title Hour Man. He wants to make it specifically an hour. I don't know. So he probably won't make it longer than an hour. He'll probably just make it how it used to be. I don't know. But I'm excited to see him work with that more and really get to use that.
Know that Rex was Hour Man?
Because remember, that was the sister. That was, what's his face's sister. I think that was, because remember we found out that was Jordan's sister?
Oh, so she knew he was Icicle.
I think so, right? Yeah, right? Yeah. No. Or maybe was it Sylvester had a sister and that was Jordan's wife, right? Something like that.
Sylvester married Jordan's sister.
No, I don't think he didn't have a wife. Someone dated somebody and I can't remember what. I think it might have been
Rex marrying Jordan's sister.
Maybe. I don't know. I honestly, I can't quite remember. It was somebody dating somebody or something like that happening. But all I know, though, is that I'm excited to see Rick using that tech side, and really him, fixing, because he's really smart, like his father is. So I'm excited to see him fix it and learn learn what his father knows about making the hourglass and him fixing the hourglass. But
didn't at one point Rick pretend to be Rex, or pretend for him to be Rex or something?
No. To pretend to be Rex?
Yeah.
You mean he didn't pretend?
It was something with his uncle.
No.
Because remember his uncle was only with it for a little bit and then he turned him back? Then when he killed them?
Yeah.
Something happened with he was saying he was wrecked or something that I remember from season 1.
I don't know. All I know is I'm really excited to see what they're going to do, because there's just so many possibilities to see what they're going to be doing this season. Also, guys, again here, if you are new to the channel, and you guys are kind of wondering who this is my sister Annie. If you guys look around the channel, she's been in a lot of reviews. She's been in All American Homecoming reviews. She's been in Riverdale reviews. She was in last season of Stargirl for season 2. She was in I think all those reviews. She did those reviews with me.
I popped in. If you're new, I occasionally popped on a couple of his All-American reviews. Exactly.
So yeah, I'm not quite. I'm glad that she's back to do this live with me and to talk about predictions of for what we're going to be seeing in this episode, but also what's been going on in the season so far. Like I said, I do these pre-shows every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to get ready for a new episode of Stargirl. Kind of a chance for us to talk about what we liked about the previous episode and what we're excited to see in the episode, that we're going to have that night. So, I really like doing these because it just opens the door to the channel and new possibilities of the channel of communicating with you guys and getting to know you guys and what you guys like to see in the show. It just gives us a place where we can just talk about the show before the show starts. And also, like I said, I have my episode 1 and 2 of season 3 spoiler reviews up on the channel already. So go check out my previous episode 1 and episode 2 of season 3 spoiler reviews. They're up on the channel right now. And tomorrow my episode 3 of season 3 spoiler review will be up tomorrow. So remember to go check that out as well. But yeah, I'm just super excited for tonight's episode. But Annie, do you have anything else to say before we end the stream?
Nope.
Do you have any other predictions for tonight's episode? Or how about did you like in last week's episode where Sylvester taught Courtney the shooting star? Yeah. That was badass. Can we just give that a minute of how cool that was? That was so sick to see Sylvester teach Courtney some different moves with the staff. I love that so much because, as we all know, Courtney's been wanting to learn from Sylvester, but we thought he was dead at the time. So it's really interesting to see how he's teaching her different moves with the staff, and just seeing the different moves with the staff, to see how he uses the staff to how she uses the staff, that makes them different on how they use the staff, different fight styles. I like that. When he was using it, it was super fast because he's had all that history with the staff and the way he moved with it, and just to see that their moves, their different fighting techniques make them unique in their own ways, and really like sees when he uses them, when she uses it. Just it gives it a chance to see when they do combinations together. Hopefully we'll probably see maybe later in the season. It'll be really cool to see what they will both do with the staff. But I'm excited to see now that she knows how to use the shooting star, when she will use that fight move, because that I'm gonna be honest, that shooting star kind of makes me think that that's going to be like an end fighting move. Like that's like the finale move she'll use to end fights, probably, or maybe do that to prevent fights. I'm not quite sure, because that's a pretty big move to kind of like end a fight, or maybe like before or after, or before it starts, or probably after, like to finish the fight. It's like a fight finisher. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see when she'll use that shooting star move. But yeah, guys, that was the pre-show live stream for season 3 of Stargirl, episode 3. And yeah, we are super excited for tonight's episode, and stay tuned tomorrow for my spoiler review. But yeah, guys, that was the video. We hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and we'll see you guys next time.